I have a couple stories here from BuyingTheComics.com. Original The Crow director rejects remake. Says film should remain untouched out of respect for Brandon Lee. It's his legacy. That's how it should remain. Talking about the director Alex Proyas. He's of the opinion that the film should have never received a remake because the original is not just a movie, but rather stands as a testament to the talent and tragedy of its star, Eric Draven actor Brandon Lee. Completely agree. They were talking about 64,000 likes to 93,000 dislikes for the official trailer. I didn't like the trailer myself. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's not the same. Anyway, The Crow is not just a movie. Brandon Lee died making it, and it was finished as a testament to his lost brilliance and tragic loss. It's his legacy. That's how it should remain. That's what Proyas wrote on his official Facebook account, or personal Facebook account, I guess I should say. It's not the first time he's voiced opposition to the idea of remaking The Crow. And Brandon Lee made that movie what it is. He made that movie. He made that character. The character was not taken from a comic book. That was Brandon. Brandon Lee died making that movie. He paid the worst price anyone could ever pay making a movie, and it's his legacy. The guy would have been a huge star after that movie. He was never able to do that. I completely agree. I love the Crow movie. I don't know about you guys. If you've seen it, liked it, don't like it. I've never met anyone who didn't like the movie. That's just me, though. Maybe I'm biased. So that's what the movie is. It's not just a movie that can be remade. It's one man's legacy, and it should be treated with that level of respect. Further in response to the recent reveal of Skarsgård take on Draven, Poyas simply dismissed Eric Draven's having a bad hair day. Next reboot. Thanks. And it goes on and it mentions about how Brandon was fatally shot during a scene by a poorly inspected prop gun. The movie was dropped by its original distributor, Paramount, but it was picked up by Miramax, who funded the rewrites and the reshoots and stuff to enable them to make the movie. It should not be remade. It's like, if you have to do another Crow movie, then they should have done like something almost a total opposite. Why not make it with a woman, a woman POC and stuff, blah blah blah. Something that's a complete opposite. And that's not Eric Draven. I personally wouldn't have touched it, period, because I think it's stupid. It means more than just remaking a movie. They remake shit all the time. This is different though, because Brandon Lee died. Anyway, moving on to the next story. The American Society of Magical Negroes is a financial disaster. Barely manages to make $1 million on opening weekend. There's a review from Buying the Comics about this movie, and they give it a 0 out of 10, which isn't that far off from like what other people have been giving it. Here's on the RottenTomatoes.com. 30% from the critics. Now, surprisingly, 67% for the audience score, which kind of blows the hell any talk of a review bombing or anything of that nature. Anyway, back to the talk of how little money it made. It's supposed to be a comedy, a satire, but it's actually incredibly racist because basically it has to do with the fact that there's a magical Negro trope who's like the black friend who helps out the white character, blah blah blah. It was coined by Spike Lee. It was like years and years ago, quite a while ago. It's just absurd. And the idea of this movie, the concept of this movie is that Justice Smith, the guy here on the left, is basically he's recruited into the magical society or the Society of Magical Negroes to essentially stop this white man from wanting to go and kill black people, because that's the whole idea behind it, is that all these black people have to be so concerned with white people's feelings, because if they're not, if the white people get upset, they're going to start killing all the black people. Yes, that's the actual concept of the movie. It's stupid. It's like a Saturday Night Live skit that they tried to make an entire movie out of. You might be able to get away with it if you do it one time for like 5 minutes or something. It's just fucking stupid. But anyway, as per information collected by The Numbers, the Justice Smith-led film was barely able to pass the $1 million mark, making a total of $1.3 million on opening weekend, debuting on 1,147 theaters across the United States. While the film's production budget is being kept under wraps, these numbers are still abysmal. Absolutely right, it's abysmal. Because unless they made this entire movie for $1 million, or even just 2 or 3 million, it ain't gonna make anything. It's not even gonna come close. Because it's unbelievable. To better illustrate, it grossed a mere $524,695 on Friday, a measly $469 on Saturday, and a more pathetic $310,000 on Sunday, seeing a 34% drop from opening day. Never a good thing. Now, granted, it's a small sample size, but still, it's ridiculous. The weekend also saw the release of Lionsgate's Arthur the King, a film based on the memoir of Swedish adventure racer Mikael Lidnord and circumstances that led to him adopting a stray dog that accompanied him for over 400 miles during a race in the Amazon rainforest. To put things in perspective, Arthur the King, starring Mark Wahlberg, grossed a total of $7.6 million, debuting on 3,000 theaters, landing in the third position at the box office behind Dune 2 and Kung Fu Panda 4 at the very top of the chart. Had to settle for the box office chart's ninth place, and word of mouth isn't doing the film any favors either. As it says here, 30% and 59% for the audience scores. The audience scores gone up a little bit since then. The film was met with mixed of average reviews on Metacritic, a disappointing 52 out of 10. I think that was 100. User score of 0.5 out of 10 based on, or no, 5.2, I bet is what it was. At 0.5 on the audience score, the user score based on 43 users. Interesting, the film director had previously declared he wasn't concerned about audiences not understanding the message he's trying to push with the American Society of Magical Negroes. And he goes on to some of the racist shit he said, blah, blah, blah. I won't get into it. I'll link this stuff in the description box if you really want to read it for yourself. But it's just, just ridiculous. That black character that's just there to be nebulously black in the background. They're not really a person. We can all picture it. Beyond the movie, we all know what it's like to feel pushed to the side and have someone else pushed to the front. That's actually one of the least racist things he said. But anyway, it's just garbage. I'm glad the movie's failed. It's a complete bomb. They never should have made the son of a bitch in the first place. Or if they were going to make it, they should have been funny. They should have leaned into it and tried to make it actually at least legitimately funny. If you're going to try to be like as offensive and racist as this movie is, then you have to at least try to be funny. At least try. They're not even trying. This movie apparently, which is only I think an hour and 44 minutes, thankfully, I think is how long it is. The movie is just god awful boring. It's unbelievable. And it goes on and has some stuff here you can read. Well, actually, I probably shouldn't read anything from the user scores because you never know what can happen. You never know. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up here though. If you've seen this American Society of Magical Negroes movie, was it as bad as you thought? Was it better than you thought? Was it really good? Was it great? Was it terrible? Was it whatever? I'm assuming it from the trailer. It looks terrible. Anyway, then give me your thoughts on the Crow remake. I'm totally against it myself, but maybe there's a case to be made for it being made. I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.